I'm Pam Sidhu here at Sabras Radio. Now, my next guest, I did actually speak to him here at Sabras Radio when I was presenting the breakfast show back in early 2020. We were very excited then. He was coming to Leicester with some live shows. He's known as the golden voice of India. Beautiful romantic numbers. Just to name but a few, there's a lot there. He's sung in more than 13 different languages. He's finally coming because, of course, we hit a lot of bumps with COVID, but he is finally coming. As they say, the best things come to those who wait. Yes, I am talking about Shaan. Hi, Shaan.
Hey, hi, Pam. It was wonderful when we spoke, like you mentioned, 2020, but really looking forward to this interview today. And you're looking gorgeous. I have to say that. Looking beautiful.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, you know, we were expecting you 2 years ago. Unfortunately, globally, we hit a time that we never imagined would come. It's here. Finally, as I mentioned, good things come to those who wait. But you're coming to the UK. But before we talk about your shows, how has the whole pandemic experience been for you personally?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing is, you know, I was coming to the UK pretty regularly until 2018. Then 2019, you know, we took a sort of break here, and then 2020 pushed to 2021, pushed to 2022 now finally. So likewise, a lot of things have been postponed, pushed back during the COVID pandemic. But for me, on a personal level, it's been quite all right because I, you know, luckily had a studio at home itself, and my kids are pretty much into music. So my older boy is quite a, you know, he's quite a decent engineer. So he helped me record stuff at home, and, you know, so I could carry on, you know, creating music. Whether it gets out or not is another thing, but at least, you know, for a musician, if you're involved with music while, you know, while the world is just quiet and there's nothing else to do, that's a blessing. And so that was good. I also had a few friends in the building, so we played a lot of cards and things like that. It's not bad. It wasn't bad. I mean, personally, you know, I'd say I sailed through it. Yeah,
that's good. It's good to hear. And as you mentioned, you had it set up in a way where, you know, you were able to still bring that creativity out. I've spoken to quite a few artists that said that they were getting ideas, they were getting more creative ideas, more creative numbers coming to them because they actually had time to stop.
That is true. That is true. And, you know, many of us put ourselves through that, you know, a disciplined pattern of not, you know, losing out on this opportunity on self-help or, you know, self-improvement. So things like that. So I did try and pull that guitar out and spend a few months trying to play it, but then, you know, quite unsuccessful on it. But yeah, I mean, you know, up my riyaz, so to say, my vocal practices. Yeah, gym at home, so that was good too. So it was a year for, you know, not a year, I think a couple of years of self-improvement. So it was nice.
Yes, yes. Well, that's a great way of looking at it, of a couple of years of self-improvement. Now, I know that you were from a musical family. You know, your dad being a musical director, your grandfather being a lyricist, your sister, of course, singing as well. You guys, you know, have done quite a lot together.
Sure.
But just to rewind, let's go back a little bit, because, of course, I'm sure your fans here would love to know, how was it when you started out in the beginning? Being from a musical family, was there still a struggle?
In the sense that I lost my father very early. I just turned 14 and I lost him. He was all of just 43. He was very young. And so that was very unexpected and very devastating in that sense. I was just out of school. And so I figured that, you know, I didn't have the luxury to dream or just, you know, sort of, oh, I want to sing. And so, you know, I had to contribute financially also to the household. My mother was singing, you know, in chorus, she'd sing in choir. And so sister also, you know, had taken up like a job at the production house. So I started doing a lot of odd jobs, started doing a lot of little, whatever I could do to earn some money. And that's how most of my, you know, teenage years went through. And the singing, honestly, was something that I wasn't very, very sure about because, you know, it's not a stable thing, you know, maybe 100 singers, one is going to really make it. So what happens to the other 99? I kind of felt I might be the other 99. So I tried everything else and tried to ignore or neglect the singer in me. But eventually things just fell in place, and, opportunities just started coming my way without me even pushing too hard. So when it comes to singing, the struggle wasn't much. I think somewhere, people knew about my father as a very, very talented composer. And, so there was that respect and goodwill in the industry for him. So when I went out there, people, they called me, try my voice out, and next thing yeah, come sing another song for me. And things just moved from one thing to the other. Also, indie pop came around that time when a lot of non-film music suddenly had caught on. So I got to be one of that, part of that bandwagon where I sang those remix songs, or me and Sagrika, we put up an album together.
Yes.
Which has big UK connection, because Bidu, produced and composed all the songs on that album called Naujawan. And, it had a cover of Disco Divane. I did my version of Aap Jaisa Koi. And there was a Aisa Hota Hai, ta, 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 ra, ra, ra. That's why it got popular too. So it all started by the mid-90s, and then, there was no looking back after that, luckily.
Yeah. Literally, as you say, what's meant to be will be. Even though you thought you might have been one of those 99, but you weren't. You were the one out of the 100 or the thousands, should I say, that made it. To the point of you've reached huge heights. But bringing it, staying with the 90s. One song that I know that your fans here in Leicester love, that I've played regularly here on Sabras Radio, is going right back to the early years of Musu Musu Hasi.
Yeah, Musu Musu Hasi happened to be my first film song. It was a small film composed by a absolutely new composer called Vishal Dadlani. And later he teamed up with Shekhar on that very project, just after that project. And then they became the legendary Vishal Shekhar. So I've had the honor of singing for Vishal 2 songs for Vishal as a solo composer, one being Musu Musu and one being Wo Pehli Baar. And for me, to get that very first song to get so popular really helped professionally, helped my career, because, getting your first song is one thing, but getting your first hit can sometimes be a long journey until there. So for me, I really got lucky with my very first song. And Musu Musu Hasi Deo na lai lai, Musu Musu Hasi Deo. Hey, zara muskura de, zara muskura de. Leicester. Let's make it a little personal. I should have said Pam, but Pam it doesn't fit in the meter. But yeah.
Perfect. It's a really happy song.
Pam Sidhu. That sounds really formal.
It's such a happy song, and music, it has the power to change our state. It has the power, even if we're feeling sad, when we hear a happy song, all of a sudden we can switch. We can go into that happy place, and that is the power of this song. And every time I know that I have played it on the radio, there's always calls, there's always messages, and people,
that's what the song also is talking about. It's Musu Musu Hasi is a Nepalese term, Nepalese phrase, which is like, give me that sweet smile, and it's trying to make someone come out of a gloom and just be happy. And I think I started on that happy note, and I kept singing happy songs all the way. Very few sad songs. I can literally count them on my fingers.
Yes. And that's the thing about yourself, though, because when we think about you and we think about your music, of course you've got the romantic numbers, you've got the happy numbers. So that's the vibe that you bring to the shows as well, isn't it? So of course, 19th of June, you're here in Leicester. What can we expect?
Everyone, I keep getting this, that every time they say, oh, when we listen to you, we can imagine you're probably smiling and singing, which is true. And I think when you smile, whether you sing or not, if you smile, you kind of just spread that happy vibe across. And the show on the 19th is all about that. It's so while we generally say live in concert, I've picked up this phrase, and that's what we call the show, love in concert. So it's all about love. It's all about spreading that happiness, spreading that sweet feeling. And the concept of the show is more than just romantic songs, because we're exploring the different aspects of love, so to say, love as an expression, not only just romantic, but also that kind of feeling that you put into all relationships. So if you know, love for your parents, love for your children, love for your family, siblings, and every such love is represented with a song and a thought. And that's how the whole show is designed. There's love for country, there's love for friends, and so yeah, and of course there's love and love for life and zest for life. So there's a lot of dance songs at the end too. The whole second half is all about celebrating, you know, love and
Excellent.
happiness.
Well, as they say, love is the highest vibration. So the fact that, you know, it's covering all sides, all rishte, is just absolutely amazing. But a song that is coming to me right now that I think it would be an injustice if I didn't ask you to sing this, if you don't mind, a few lines of Shaan's Sifarish.
La 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 la. चांद सिफारिश जो करता हमारी देता वो तुमको बता शर्मो हया के पर्दे गिरा के करनी है हमको खता जिद है अब तो है खुद को मिटाना होना है तुझ में फना चांद सिफारिश जो करता हमारी देता वो तुमको बता. Jenny, I'll also take up the Subhanallah, but I'm not too sure about my voice at the moment. I've just woken up. I know it's an odd thing to say in the middle of the evening now, but actually I finished a whole long stint. I was shooting for this television show, which is called Swamvar Mikka Devotee. So Mikka Devotee is like a bachelor, and Mikka Singh is actually, you know, getting married. And so we're choosing him a wife. It sounds like a regressive show, but it's not. It's a lot of fun. So we'll be shooting in Jodhpur, and you know, so this was the last night of shoot, and there was a lot to cover. So I haven't really slept through the night.
So tell us, you know, Shaan, with the concert, who else is joining you there at the show?
Oh, I've got a wonderful set of live musicians. Everything is going to be absolutely live. We've got some wonderful solo musicians, like there's a violinist, there's a florist, there's a, you know, on the brass section, as in like the saxophone, clarinet, and a couple of keyboardists. So it's quite a large ensemble of musicians who, you know, we try and make that music sound really beautiful and live and real. And I got a fantastic co-singer who's, you know, I'm very happy to have her on board on this concert. She was always meant to be on the concert from 2020 itself, Pratibha Singh Baghel. And, you know, she had a wonderful, she did that Umrah Jan, I think, should we call that a musical, like a ballet, like a theater, musical theater that, you know, she performed and sang at, which made her quite popular in the UK. So I'm sure that popularity is also going to, you know, influence people to come in and watch her sing live. And so she's my co-singer on the show. I'm a very, very greedy singer, so I don't put on too many vocalists on board. I like to honk as much as I can. But
you have a whole body. You have a whole body of music. You have so many songs that you have done, you know, independent, Bollywood. So there's a lot of performances to come. You mentioned, you know, you're going to be doing the romantic numbers, you're going to be doing the power pack numbers as well. So, but I know they're all your babies, Shaan, but if you had to pick a song that's coming into your mind right now, what would it be? What's one of your favorites?
Okay, I could hum Jab Se Tere Naina, which from the film Sabras. That's got a very I mean, some songs they just work even if there's no music. You know, they just have that quality that you just can listen to them. So, Jab se tere naina mere naino se lage re, Jab se tere naina mere naino se lage re, tab se deewana hua, sabse begana hua, रब भी दीवाना लगे रे, रब भी दीवाना लगे रे हो, जब से तेरे नैना मेरे नैनों से लगे रे.
I'm having trouble
that's
speaking after listening to that one.
Mm,
Phenomenal, phenomenal. A beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song. And you have so many of them, which you're going to be performing for us live in concert on the
yes, yes.
19th of June.
We have songs on like like a waltz medley. So waltz is generally very ballroom and very romantic. So it's like say if I did like बिन पूछे मेरा नाम और पता रस्मों को रख के परे चार कदम बस चार कदम चल दो ना साथ मेरे. So that kind of takes the journey off from there, and say just walk 4 steps with me, and that's what the show is gonna be. And through those 4 steps, we're gonna not just sing songs, but also like I have this. Okay, I shouldn't be giving away too much, but
please do, please do.
we've created this little 4 stages of love. So little things like that, that it starts at a stage when there's a whole lot of love in your heart, yeah, and you want to share that with someone. You want to find someone who's right for you, and with that you throw in a song from Dil Chahta Hai, which is जिसे ढूंढता हुआ हर कहीं जो कहीं मुझे मिली. And then when you get her, then you sing a song like कुछ तो हुआ है कुछ हो गया है. And sometimes you have differences, and you wonder like why can't girls be like us boys? And then you sing लड़की क्यों न जाने क्यों लड़कों से नहीं होती. And yeah, the final stage is acceptance, where you accept each other for who you are, and that is when you actually figure out what true love is. Because as long as you keep trying to make it you try to keep trading love, it's never going to happen. So little
what would be the song for acceptance
and songs? Sorry,
what would be the song for acceptance for that? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, like hey Shona, tumhe pata to hoga. And if it doesn't work out, bhool ja, jo hua usse bhool ja. So yeah, there's a song for every season.
Perfect.
Yeah. So yeah, so we try to keep it very interactive, and there's also a section when we're gonna have some props on stage, and we're gonna get a couple to come up on stage, and if they have their favorite real couple like a Kajol, Shah Rukh Khan, or a Rekha, Amitabh, then we dress them up with those little typicalities of those, stars, and sing a song where we do playback for them, and they play the star. And so it's a lot of interactive stuff. We have songs for parents, like it's Father's Day also. So if someone's got their dads along, someone's got their moms along, they'd be on the spotlight, and we dedicate songs to that relationship. And so I've done this in the US, and I've done this in quite a few shows in India, and it works out beautifully well. Because sometimes what happens is that the artist is fantastic, but it's just a one-way communication. It's just you sit there and the artist is performing, and you just have to keep listening. But when things are happening that are more interactive, you might just be pulled up on stage. Maybe there's a section when I just serenade someone. So just little things that make it quite exciting.
Well, it's the perfect venue for it as well, because the concert is at De Montfort Hall, and that's a great way to interact with the crowd. You're going to be surrounded by the crowd. Perfect venue for it, because you can really see the audience as well, and the audience can really connect with you and interact with you as well.
And that is true. I've performed in Leicester thrice before, but I think this is the first time I'll be performing at the Montfort Hall, and I saw those photographs and videos of it. It's absolutely a gorgeous venue. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful venue. Well, we're really looking forward to seeing you live here in Leicester on the 19th of June at De Montfort Hall. What would you like to say to your fans that are listening or watching you right now?
I mean, just make the best of every moment of life. Life is too unpredictable, too short. So any time that has been wasted over just being glum, being sad, being regretful, avoid it. Get up and enjoy life. Enjoy. And music is a great, I'd say if you're listening to the right kind of music, it's a great, mood changer, mood setter. So surround yourself with music, with good company, and make the best of every moment of your life.
And we can do this on the 19th of June, right? Because as you mentioned, sad songs wise, you can just count them on one hand. It's all happy stuff that is going to be coming out. Celebrating life, celebrating rishte, celebrating all different types of love. So looking forward to seeing you there, Shaan.
My best wishes to all the listeners and viewers of Sabras Radio. And thank you for the support again. Thank you so much.